Welcome one, welcome all to the Speakeasy podcast. I am Daryl,
And I'm Phil.
I'm Sarah. What's good, everybody?
and we are back on another Wednesday. Not really, we're shooting this on a Saturday, but
Nah, we
Please.
lying.
I
we
just blew up the
lying.
magic. Ooh.
We're tricking you.
So yeah, how
Why
you guys
the
doing?
fuck you lying?
Fuck
Good.
you.
Hey man, I'm doing good, man. It's been a long week. God,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah,
it's
long
good
week
to
indeed.
be in a Saturday right now, just relaxing, kicking back, and
You guys are
talking
lucky.
to the podcast.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky you get to freaking chillax. I'm working the weekend, so it's
Yeah.
stress for me the whole freaking week.
Man,
No days off, fam. But anyway, so since now basically COVID is on the almost on the back burner. Now there's like the vaccines and stuff, and Montreal could potentially be an orange next week.
Yeah.
What do you think post COVID life would be like? Do you think honestly? Well, personally, if I want to ask you guys personally first, and then we'll generalize. What do you guys think your do you think your behaviors will remain sort of COVID esque, or would it go back to being more towards pre COVID?
Well, I think personally, I will keep my emphasis on hygiene, washing hands at every opportunity and so and such. The same I would expect from you, Daryl.
Bro,
Uh,
I've been doing this
yeah, I know
pre-fucking COVID.
exactly. What I'm saying is
Yo,
you're not gonna stop. If anything, you're gonna go more.
I'm gonna scrub my skin raw. Bro. I look like
Daryl's gonna wash his hand till he see his bones.
I look like
before you
I
bleach
look
your
like
skin.
I look like Colossal Titan in the end.
Yikes.
Man, you have the worst skin rash in the
Yo.
history of rashes.
Bro, I look like Colossal Titan.
Oh
Leprosy.
man, my man releases steam.
Because I'm super hot. I'm super hot.
Super hot fire.
You know when you get out of the shower, you're coming out of steam and stuff.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but what do you think? What do you think? How about you, Miss Ari? You think you're gonna remain sort of more, I guess, COVID-esque behavior, or?
I mean, if it keeps the good practices in check, yeah, of course. I mean, like Phil mentioned before, basic hygiene and stuff has to be like priority to everyone. Like this is a lesson for all of us. Like
Yeah.
this is what happens when you don't take care of your hygiene properly, and this shit could happen again. And
That's true.
and
Yeah.
people learn the hard way, man. Like I personally don't want to be in a quarantine for another 2 years. That's for me, and I think people will share my point of view.
I actually don't mind it, to be honest.
Get out of here, Daryl. Stop the recording right now.
Podcast is over. We're done.
Peace out. But yo, for real though,
But
it's
the funny thing is, though, you'd think
Funny, bro.
because of COVID, people would adapt a more hygienic approach to their everyday life. But a lot of people still remain the same. They
Yeah.
barely fucking wash their hands. They come out, they still smell like dog shit every single day. You know what I mean? Like they take one shower a week, maybe
Oh,
if they're lucky. You know what I mean? It's very much like I don't think. I don't know. I think honestly, personally, like
who the fuck takes a shower once a week, bro?
bro, I don't know, fam. But
This ain't. Oh man, yo.
the ones who want to
No
keep
wonder.
the ones who want to like keep the was it the natural water sources intact or whatever. They want to keep the water flowing because we're running out of that stuff.
Bro, what are you talking about? We're in Canada. This ain't no like
No, but globally, was it what do you say odus in English?
oh,
Spring,
drinkable water.
drinkable
Yeah,
water, I guess.
I mean it's you can call it drinkable
Yeah,
water.
like drinkable water is like
Clean water. Well, I mean they just call it clean water. Clean water is like what is the water that you could use to like
Yeah.
bathe, drink, or wash yourself, wash your
Yeah,
hands, anything, you know.
a lot of people have this sort of, well, I don't know anymore, but a lot of sort of hippie esque characters be sort of like on the lookout for that. So they take showers in fucking little bags of like water there. They like do like one little sprinkle, and then they put a little soap and then sprinkle again. And
That's
so
not how you wash yourself, man.
better
I mean-
wash yourself, but
I mean,
check
listen, they
yourself
could,
before you wreck yourself.
yo,
Tutorial.
I
But yeah,
mean,
no,
to those people, I just have like one thing to say:
why the fuck you dying?
nasty. You guys are fucking nasty. I mean, listen,
Bro.
I like every time I go out, I go to work, I sweat.
Yeah.
grime, there's dirt, a lot of things you're touching with your hands, a lot of boxes and stuff. It depends what you're doing, but you're still outside, you're still exposed to the environment. And when you get back home, you still have all that remnants of
Yeah.
the environment on you. You gotta wash that shit. You can't just sleep with it.
Right.
That's what I keep telling people, man. You gotta at least take a shower
You
once a
gotta take a
day.
shit.
The
Yeah.
shower once a
Basic
day.
etiquette. You gotta take a shower once a day.
Yo, here's an honest question for all of you. Okay, I'm gonna ask this just because Daryl brought this up.
Okay.
It's because of you, Daryl, that I'm gonna ask this question. So don't blame me after.
Hey, don't blame
Do
me, bro.
you
You're the one asking the question.
do you do you do you take a shit and then hop straight into the bathtub and take a shower and don't wash yourself, or
Don't wash
do you
yourself.
do you wash yourself in the shower
Oh,
after
okay,
you
yeah,
take a shit,
sure.
or do you wash yourself on the toilet and then go take a shower?
Well,
Why
wash
would
yourself
you
how?
do the former?
No, I'm saying you sit on the toilet and you take a shit, right?
Yeah.
Do you get up and go to
No,
to
first I
the
wipe, obviously, and then
okay,
Yeah,
good.
why
wash out.
why would you do the former? Why would you not?
No, I'm asking because some people are nasty like
No, there's a lot of people. No, actually, no, for real though.
it's true. I'm asking a genuine
There's
question.
people like
You think it's a
who
weird question, but it's actually true. Like
there's
some
people who like
people would
just go
hop
straight in.
straight. Yep.
So
Yep.
That's
the hands are
something.
full of shit, literally.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
That's something. That's some next level stuff.
Yo,
I'm telling you, man.
I know some people who actually when they do take a shit, they have to shit naked. So like they're in like on a bathroom stall in a public bathroom
I've
stall.
heard about that.
It's very like primal. So like they sort of like strip completely. It's
I've
freaking
heard about
weird. It's so like weird. Like you're in a public stall, right? And you're completely fucking naked, bro.
that.
Like if somebody's trying to be in a creep and like looks through the the little gap and all you see is just like a grown man just sitting there.
All right, first of all,
See
why
a
you be
grown
looking?
man doing like some tribal noises
Hey,
while like dancing in a circle inside of
Wah, wah.
uh, first of all, why is the dude looking through the peephole? That's kind of fucked up. That's a whole different story.
Hey man, sometimes you don't even mean to, bro. You're just walking by and then shit happens.
What have you been doing, Misara?
Yo, this
Hey
guy
man,
low-key.
quarantine's
We're
been
on to
tough on
you.
me.
Yo, this
Quarantine's
guy,
been
this
tough
guy's
on
the type of
my
guy
mind.
who accidentally trips and then falls to see underneath of the stall.
That's
Oh,
a
I'm
good
sorry,
one.
man.
That's a good one. Oh, look at the circumstances that we're in right now.
But
Oh man.
I think one of the greatest change of post COVID is gonna be sort of the social interactions.
Mm,
Yeah.
Like I already know a lot of people who like, are really not social anymore. They don't want to talk to people or meet new people. They're sort of very much like closed off and like very sort of like you can't hold a conversation anymore. It's very sort of
I mean, I think people that are
especially our
very like.
generation.
I mean, if people are antisocial, they've been antisocial from the beginning.
Yeah,
Like
but now
even
it's worse. Like now
like
it's
even
like
yeah, now
zero.
it's even worse. Like now they're not even. I mean, because they got what they wanted, right? They got isolated from the rest of the world. So, I mean,
right.
for the people that crave uh, like social interactions, I think it's gonna be like a gasp of air. If you're like underwater, you've been underwater for like 3 months and you haven't had the chance to breathe, this is gonna be like the sort of release that everybody's been waiting for. Like, oh man, I get to see my friends after 8 o'clock.
Mm,
I mean,
It's-
we are seeing each other after 8 o'clock. So you know.
we were.
mm.
I'm no, because that ticket is. Oh my god, bro! I hear stories, man. Like I
No, I mean,
hear.
right now we're in a Zoom call right now, post 8 o'clock. So we're
Oh
seeing each
yeah,
other right now.
I mean, listen. If the cops like knock on my door and tell me, "Hey, here's a $6,000 ticket
Oh,
for,
God.
for breaking curfew," I'm gonna be like, "The fuck?"
To be honest, a friend of mine was talking about how like now everyone basically can't like go parties and like they can't travel, so that's a lot more fun for everyone. Well, for the ones who stay at home because they're like, "Hi, you're stuck like me, piece of shit." I'm having more fun than you. I'm on Switch.
Yo,
Mario Party, who?
I mean, hey, man, like this quarantine has been a test of patience with everyone. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like people, I think people, like the majority of people that are against the lockdown and the curfew being set in place, they're gonna be very happy when things are gonna reopen again. And I think those who enjoy being alone will remain alone. They won't like get out of their like little cocoon because they're so submerged into it.
Mm.
So I think like post COVID, I think people are gonna appreciate social interactions again. I feel like people are gonna go out more, like way more. Like I feel like as soon as the restrictions are
Lifted.
pulled back, they're
Yeah.
gonna go out every day. They're gonna enjoy like the sun and stuff, and hopefully the restrictions are removed in the summer. Because
Yeah.
I'm getting word that it's gonna be in the fall. I hope not,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah,
fall is a little bit too far, man. It's another like what 4 or 5 months.
yeah. I have a question. Okay, seeing as well, first of all, both of you guys, what do you guys sort of see yourself as, introverted or extroverted?
I'm very extrovert.
Yeah, you're very extroverted. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you feel?
That's a good question. Somewhat depends on the definitions, of
Well,
course.
okay, so
Right.
obviously, because there's social, antisocial, and then there's extroverted, introverted, right? So you could be an
Right.
introverted, like it's more sort of like, are you more of a reserved sort of, like you don't really talk much character? You're very much like sort of you're open, just say a bunch of shit that doesn't really, just like
In that case, I think I'd be more introverted.
okay,
Yet I'm
social,
very
social,
social,
yeah,
as you said. I love people.
yeah,
Uh, I guess I have a tendency to be doing things on my own,
mm,
but I really love people.
yeah. Yeah, Mister is very much an extroverted,
Yeah.
social
I'm
extrovert.
very I like to be loud. I like
Yeah,
to socialize with everybody. I don't really like nitpick
yeah,
people.
yeah, same.
I know some people are like that. They nitpick
Mm,
people, but I'm really not like
Mm.
if if you emit good vibes and good energy,
yeah,
like I
yeah, yeah,
could you can pick this up
yeah, very
pretty
quickly.
easily. So
But I have a question for you all. Like, so when you guys start like having, you walk into a new environment, right? And you sort of meet, like, say you walk into a new school and you don't know anybody there. I was like, how do you guys walk and approach sort of, for the people out there who aren't extroverted? How do you guys sort of approach, or social rather? How do you guys approach the situation? Sort of make new friends, or like,
Um, well, in my case, I didn't necessarily like go out fishing for friends. I was just
sure,
well, during my experience in high school, I was completely focused on the studying and the stuff we were learning.
yeah,
Right, that was my goal number one. Um, but I did make friends, good friends in high school through common interests. So
yeah,
just by doing my own thing, I ended up like meeting people that
mm.
had that manifested interests like mine, and yeah, we started talking and hanging. Yeah, and that's
I don't mean,
by being your most authentic self
yeah,
and
yeah.
being in your element, you'll find the people that
I
you need to.
I think for me it was, it depends honestly on my mood. Sometimes I'm like, I let people like sort of, when like people are having a conversation, I sort of just jump in and like sort of, hey, yo, you guys talking about, and then like say some, stuff that I'm, whatever has to do with the conversation. And or sometimes I'm just like sort of just not, I kind of like, because this, me for example, I'm very much a antisocial extrovert. So I'm like, I don't really like people, but I don't mind talking to them. It's very easy for me to talk to people. It's just that I like, a lot of people have this sort of like act that they play and they're not really authentic, and sort of like, for me, just is a big turn off.
no,
So like,
you just have to break the ice. You just have to
no, you do, but like afterwards, it's you could tell, especially whenever you have like a big project, or like something that you actually care about. Like when it's just a casual friendship, or like an acquaintanceship, it doesn't really matter, because
Mhm.
you're not making business. But I'm talking about like when long term you're having like an actual friendship with them, when you like start projects, or you want to hang out, whatever. Usually you tend to see what the real person is. And
Yeah,
so say like you make plans with a person, right? And then the person's like, ah, yeah, I'll be there, and then doesn't show up for
and
like
they
2 hours
flop.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very much a turn off, and you're kind of like, I can't be bothered. And so you kind of sort of project this like later on. You're kind of like, oh well, I'll just keep these friendships casual, so that I won't have to waste my time sort of creating a full on bond with someone, and be like, hey, you want to hang out? And they'll be like, yeah, sure, man, yeah. And then the day comes, it's like
And it
ghosting you, like,
flops.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
those kind of people will put on a show just so
Exactly.
that they can please whatever person they're talking to.
Well, exactly.
So
Yeah, I
you
think
just gotta be real with them, you know. If that's the kind of person that you don't see yourself spending time with or hanging out with outside of work or school or stuff like that, then be straight. You know? Like, hey, hey man, like you're
Trash.
I mean, I wouldn't be that cruel.
You whack, fam.
come
Start
on.
diss track. Start
I,
diss track.
I think I'll go against the grain and say that like everyone's got their own things going on, and I wouldn't assume because of someone's like reaction to something or because of like me finding them unavailable that they're necessarily bad people or anything. You know?
No, but it's sort of like a mutual understanding. I think actions speak louder than
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
And if you feel that his actions indicate that he's not really interested in outside activities, for example, you pick that up pretty easily, and you don't really engage in that sort of activity. But if the person's willing and you see that he's spending the time and he's talking about a lot of interesting things and he's putting in the thoughts and stuff, then you can see clearly that he's engaged in the conversation and he's interested in the same interests as you. If not, then move on. You know,
I know.
it's
I know.
very easy.
I know a lot of people who have like a really like hard. You know how like making friends with the same gender is very easy because you have this sort of very much the same
Yeah, like between
tastes.
dudes and stuff. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dudes.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Me. I sort of have like because I grew up around basically both. So like for me, like I can make friends with boys and girls. It's just that
hmm
uh girls or boys can't be friends with me because I'm very much like I'm a real person. I don't like talking. I don't really like come up with some like really like basic topics. I really want to like sort of talk about some real shit. I want to figure you out. I want to understand where you come from. You know what I mean? Whereas
yeah.
other people like are interested in like sort of oh your brother, your brother's here again. It's sort of like you start talking about like how's the weather, some shit.
I mean, you could say that you could. Nah, you don't have to be that like vague when you speak to a person. Like, how's the weather? You
Yeah.
know. I
No, I
mean,
mean I know, granted, but I'm saying like in a general like sort of
yeah,
range of like
I get
superficiality.
I
You
get
know?
your point, but um, I wouldn't associate how well you get along with someone based on gender. I would associate it with like the energy that that person emits. Like, for example, like if you're speaking to someone and you can pick up instantly if he's like wants to engage in the conversation you have with him and
Yeah,
he's interested in you and
yeah,
he's actually like he wants to listen to you.
yeah,
You pick up like, for example, you're sitting in front of someone that really has like no interest, like zero interest in you, and he's really forcing himself to like smile and to like giggle and the little like side jokes that you make
yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
side, and like you know those kind of people that you can pick that up and you can just move on to the next person that will share the same interests and share the same sort of how do you say, like, shares, like he shares your point of view and
Yeah.
is interested in listening to you.
Yeah.
You could pick that up pretty easily. So I feel that it
Well, I
doesn't
guess
matter on gender. It depends on the person's
yeah, character. It's more the character.
in character, exactly. Yeah.
But I'm saying like like because the example you gave in like say the person is an introvert, so he's slow to sort of you know talk to it's very much like sort of he doesn't know how to or he or she doesn't know how to like sort of conduct a conversation. So like when you ask something, those conversations very one sided where you just start talking and then just responds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and you're like, oh
Like
really? Oh what?
yeah,
Oh there? Oh word? Oh no.
yeah,
Yeah.
or not even like you're like how's it? Like what did you do last night? I was like, oh yeah, I played a game, and it just stops there. You know what I mean? Like very closed off conversations. Like, I feel like those
They're
people
doing
are.
it on purpose. They're doing it
I
on
don't know, but
purpose. They
I
don't
feel
want
like
to talk to you, man.
there's sometimes it's granted, yeah, but also like I feel like those people don't know how to like have a conversation because they're so like they've been so detached from society or social interaction altogether for a long time that they don't know how to like sort of continue to flow. So it's sort of like very much a that's why a lot of guys have this sort of like weird pickup line bullshit that they pick up for girls because like, oh, we could talk about this.
I mean,
Pickup
listen, man.
line.
It
Like,
does work, to be honest. It does work because it's a funny
hey,
thing.
it's corny stuff, but sometimes it
It's
lands
creative.
perfect.
If it's creative enough and you have a little bit of charisma in it, it's not like
I think if it's earnest enough,
if you
you
don't
know.
take yourself too seriously, it's gonna be hilarious. A lot of people really like. A lot of people actually believe that this is gonna work. Like
Yeah.
this is no these lines are the
They're
only
like, yo,
things that we
fam,
care
that
about.
pickup line. If I drop that stuff, man, yo, I'm gonna be the craziest person alive.
Yeah, it's like it's legit. Like oh, it's the line that makes the person, not the person that makes the line. So
Exactly. You gotta have swag. You gotta have character. You gotta have personality. These are the colors of somebody that you when you when you walk, when you talk, when
walk it
you
like I talk it. Hey, walk
exactly,
it
bro.
like I talk it.
You if you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk.
But
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
how about you, Felix? Coming from an introvert, what do you think when you were a kid, like sort of like trying to blend in with the popular kids, or rather the whatever kids you
The
were
very
blending in with,
extroverted
the very
people.
Yeah, the
extroverted kids you
popular
were
kids is a fair.
talking about Spider Man and all that shit while they were talking about banging chicks.
I guess I would just stick to my books and to my stuff most of the time, unless talked to. That was me for most of high school. I
You're really
not
introverted. You were really introverted,
I
weren't
was
you?
very introverted at the beginning of high school. Throughout most high school, I think it took until like late Sec 5 for me to really like.
Yeah, come out of your shell.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's normal. But between those years, like you're still growing up, you're still like morphing into the character and and
yeah.
personality that you have today. So it's sort of a step by step learning
A
process. Like,
transition
Yeah.
exactly,
period.
it's a transition. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're transforming.
You're,
See,
you're,
it's a transformation.
yeah, you're still in the cocoon. You're not the butterfly yet. You're not
Exactly.
the
Yo,
social butterfly. But yeah, to answer your question, I mostly stuck to my corner, but I was definitely like interactive if someone spoke to me,
yeah,
and
you're capable of
uh,
holding conversation, and I just respond with, "I love Spider Man."
I wouldn't just say, oh yeah, sure. Like I would like actually try to interact and like try to have a meaningful conversation with whoever I could,
Sure.
and
But you want to be the type of person to approach someone
Yeah.
else. You'd actually wait for somebody to approach you and engage in a
yeah, just
conversation with you.
because I felt that I obviously wasn't a cool kid.
You see, I was the opposite of that.
Yeah, yo, you were just too much, man.
I
You
just
were
showed.
I'm
Eddie
like,
Brock.
yo, I was like, yo, bro, don't talk to these people. And you're like, yo, hey, how's it going, guys? I was like, forget it.
I mean, hey, listen, like for me, what I thought my thought process was if I said hi and I like
They'll
introduced
say hi
myself,
back.
yeah, that was my thought process back then.
Um,
But little did I know
you
that
know,
It hit you right in the fucking face, mate.
yeah, I got shot down so quick.
one thing though is that I would get talking to a lot in some classes because a lot of people wanted my help
Yeah, because it's
for
smoking.
like studying. Like um I remember there's this one popular kid. He was like one of the like the star, I think, basketball players or something.
He's
And
like the jock.
yeah, the jock. And like he asked me to like coach him in math. So I
Yeah,
remember after school FaceTiming him for like a solid hour and a half
yeah,
to get him up to speed for the exam for the next week.
yeah.
So like every evening after school when I'd come back, we'd FaceTime so I could like try and catch him up.
Sure.
Mm.
And that was like kind of rewarding for me to see him do well after. Like I felt like I'd done something good.
Did you
And
guys bond
well,
like did you guys
he definitely
relationship
like
differ
yeah,
because you
well
tutored him
he
for math?
started like knowing my name and like I I was someone in the classroom. I was that kid in the
Okay.
classroom.
Yo,
Um so yeah, in a way. So in a sense, I made a name for myself.
And when
I,
you
I
got
think
a good grade, he looked at you and be like,
yeah, it's
"What's
like I will use this kid. I'm
up?"
gonna use this kid.
Yeah.
But I
No,
think,
no, he was nice. He was like, I think I would have been super scared to approach him before he approached me
mm,
to ask for my help. Like I would have been intimidated, but he approached me, and of course, I wanted to do what I could, right?
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think I think what made me sort of made my a name for myself. Whatever. I think the reason why people like knew me is because I broke my leg in second one, so every single person was helping me up the stairs. No, I mean like
Yes.
even like the biggest bitches, like there's some like really like sketchy characters be like, hey yo man, I'm gonna help you up the stairs. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks man. And then like the second two when I came back, everyone was like, oh yeah, you're the guy who broke his leg.
that guy.
I was the dude who got his ass handed to him in ice hockey. Oh my god.
I mean, tell you what, man. Like people like even if they have like the weirdest sort of like character personalities, they always have that genuine side.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
like
definitely.
if you broke your arm and you can't write or you can't like stuff like
Hey, you broke
you'll
your arm,
get you
no?
somebody.
You broke your arm, no? Did you
Um,
break your wrist or something?
I did. I broke. I man, how
You had a
many?
cast.
Yeah, I did. I broke my right arm
Yeah, yeah,
way
exactly.
back.
Yeah.
I broke my left arm. I think I broke my left leg. Yeah, I broke my left leg, my right arm, and my left arm, and I broke my thumb.
Yeah, that was your
Left
thumb.
hand,
That one I
yeah,
remember.
Wow.
Yeah,
that
that
was
one I
my
remember.
thumb. It
Yeah,
was
that
my
one I
thumb. It
remember.
wasn't my
Yeah.
hand. My hand was a long time ago,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that one
I
I
broke
remember.
my
It was your
thumb
thumb.
Ooh.
because I remember what happens. Not to mention any names.
Yeah, I think it bent over, no? It bent over.
Yeah, it
It
kind of
bent over.
it bent.
Bent
It kind.
over.
You see, your thumb is supposed to be like this, right? Mine was like this.
Yeah, it went
It
bad.
was like,
Oh.
yeah, because
Yeah, I remember that because you had a cast for a long while. That's what I remember that.
I was getting the basketball
Yeah, yeah.
and somebody wanted to like tap the ball away so I wouldn't get it. But instead of hitting the ball with their hand, what happened is his hand hit my thumb
Yeah.
like this and it kind of screwed it up.
Ooh.
You
So
know,
yeah, fun memory.
Yeesh.
I was
have you
like,
guys? Do you guys? Whenever you guys have, I have a weird question for you guys. When you guys enter like different situations, different social situations, do you guys portray a character? You mimic a character like from a movie or whatever that you use as a sort of a what is it?
Yes, in the sense that
yep,
my image of myself is a melding of characters, I suppose. Like
Mm,
I think everyone is like that to a degree where their identities is projections that they see from other people. They learn to construct their own identities from others. So it's either they're reflectively imitating someone else or something they saw on TV or in a film or
mm.
everyone I feel adopts some. I feel like it's just that everyone's are very different and some are more subconscious, some are more
Yeah,
conscious. And
yeah.
yeah. So I would say yes.
when I gotta be tough, my Tony Montana comes up.
Tommy Montana comes.
I swear to God, man.
Say hello to my little friend, asshole.
I take all the bullets. I take all the bullets. Send him
I
the
think
bullets. Send
I
him. I'll
think
take them
me.
all.
Shoot me all down.
I take all your bullets.
I think for me it's depending on the group, the social group I hang out with. I use a character that fits that group. So if you meet me in like different groups, you see like the way I act is very much different. So when I'm very much like in a party scene, I like sort of tap into like more like I mean like fucking what was it uh
Johnny Sins.
no, oh no, not Johnny Sins. Johnny Sins is actually very much very stoic, very much like calm. I was it Alien, Alien, or like very much, or like like Jonah Hill from like 22 Jump Street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like very much like outgoing, really like out here doing some crazy shit. When I'm hanging out with like
Yeah.
smart people, I channel my inner fucking my inner Ben Shapiro.
Jeez, that's why you're insufferable.
No, actually,
Round two.
I,
Ding, ding,
cha-
ding.
I channel my inner Pierce Morgan and Gordon Ramsay. You know what I mean?
You're
Where's the lamb sauce?
Yeah. Let me just add something on that Gordon Ramsay stuff, man. Is it just me, or like all like the shows are so pretentious, man? Like it's so like every time I see him like critique the food that he
Yeah.
eats at the different like kitchen nightmares.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
like I
It's
see the
shit. It's
food, yeah,
shit. It's shit.
and logic, bro. He says stuff even worse. Like he shows up to the chef and he looks at him in the eye and tells him, "Have you no shame?"
No, but to
And
be
he
fair though,
degrades the man. Like
yeah, but like to be fair, like those restaurants are renowned for like being bad. Like it's like on like a Yelp list or whatever, and then have like 1 stars and like shit.
I mean, sure, but
So
there's
that's why you
always a
could.
way. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Like for all the people that Gordon Ramsay pissed off in all the shows, right?
Yeah,
Like he he has a point. Like everything he says has a point. Like you know why he's saying it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I
there's
think the way
always
he
a
says
better
it.
way to say it. Like is it
Agreed.
just me or
Agreed.
like
But it's
people
the
just
show.
Yeah, it's a
yeah, but
show.
It's all
like
stage, but I agree with
I know
the
it's all staged, but like I'm
if
saying
it
like
was real, then I agree that like
I
he
can't
could
Hell's Kitchen is quite
the
real.
message would pass better if
yeah, Hell's
he
Kitchen is
wasn't
real.
insulting them personally,
But
you know.
I feel like because you gotta understand it's sort of you're in a chef level like industry. You're not like it's not like some like cook at home. It's a legit business. So like
I
whenever
mean, bro.
like there's this when especially it's funny though I find it funny like imagining like you're a customer, you have mad fucking cameras everywhere and shit, and you have fucking Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen just yelling at the chef like, "Where's the fucking lamb sauce, donkey?" You know what I mean? It's like
Hurry
really
up, you
outrageous.
fucking donkey.
It's like it's the most hilarious thing ever. Like you go into a restaurant, yeah, I just want to have a meal. I want some lamb shanks, you know what I mean, with like a little risotto on the side. And you know what I mean? And you're like, what are you? An idiot sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, that's
I'm an
kind of
idiot
over the top.
sandwich.
And you're just like, what the hell's going on in the back? What's going on?
I feel like Gordon Ramsay got so beat up when he was in his youth. Like I feel like Gordon Ramsay was
No, it's
so
because
pressured.
he was trained in Paris. So like when you were trained in culinary school and especially in Paris, it's like military school.
It's my military. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
military
so it's
school.
like
I
it's
mean,
basically if you fuck up, they'll smack the shit out of you.
but here's the thing though. Like he when he speaks to the people, like especially on Kitchen Nightmares. Like I'm not talking about like Hell's Kitchen. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Kitchen
kitchen nightmares.
Nightmares.
Yeah,
Kitchen Nightmares. I know it's all staged. I know like they pay off like the restaurant owners. Like I know like there's a back deal somewhere that they
yeah.
don't tell the viewers to make
Well,
it
they
look as
remake
real as possible.
the whole fucking store, so I don't know. It's pretty damn obvious.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in exchange of me insulting the absolute living crap out of you, I'm
Oh
gonna
my god.
remodel your restaurant.
But yeah, hey, it's a good deal, bro. Just say
It's a
whatever you
good deal.
want.
Yeah.
Say
I mean,
whatever you want, dog.
you lay a finger on me, and that restaurant is mine. You see me?
Oh my gosh.
I
But
feel like
yeah,
all the contracts, like there's like part of the agreement. It says, no matter what he tells you, do not engage in any physical contact with Gordon
Gordon
Ramsay.
Ramsay. But,
I feel like they signed to that shit, and they
what?
signed the restaurant with it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of celebrity, since it's a good segue for our second topic. What do you think about
Mm,
celebrity workouts? Like
yeah.
Dwayne the Pebble Johnson,
Um,
Mark Wahlberg, your boy.
steroids.
Yeah, PEDs.
PEDs in acting is used so much. Doping is like second nature in
Is the
acting, man.
standard. The
Like you
standard is
like
doping.
if you don't dope, you ain't got the role, son.
Well, there's a lot of because the way that they train, like say for like Baywatch, for example, like Zac Efron was talking about how he basically was completely dehydrated in order to make those scenes, which like when Mr. Olympia or like those strongman competitions, you got to completely drain yourself so that the tissues literally sits on your muscle there, so you see the entire definition
Yeah,
of the fucking muscle with all
yeah.
the veins and all that shit. So like
Bodybuilding.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So it must be really like painful, a painful process. It's basically the same thing as like UFC fighters or boxers when before weight, they completely drain themselves of like
Right.
water for like 3 days straight. You're like fucking just like bruh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that stuff is very dangerous for youth. You know, like boys growing up and seeing that as a
Yeah, as an
standard to
yeah,
reach.
yeah,
That's like totally being healthy is a standard that is like a positive standard, I would say.
Yeah.
But um there's nothing healthy about the aesthetic standard showed on screen.
Well, yeah.
And like I think the problem is about being honest with viewers about like what they're seeing. Like there's a lot of things, a lot of big like Hollywood movies with dudes with crazy muscles. I'm mostly thinking about The Rock when I say this,
Yeah.
but like there should be a kind of disclaimer on the behalf of someone related to the whole thing that he's on PEDs. Come
But
on,
I think they're
They'll
trying to.
never admit it.
But I think
come on.
They'll never admit it.
they're more like trying to promote the work ethic instead of like the actual bodybuilding itself.
But
Yeah,
it's
but then
the
people want to be
visual, man.
that, and
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
impossible.
It's the visual that they want to grab into and become that. They want to
Well,
listen,
yeah.
They
like
want to become physical gods.
like
In the
Thor and
frame.
like Captain America and all those people that have like abnormal physical strength. Like I mean, it's part of the character and everything. It's
Yeah.
not weird,
Yeah.
but the physical, uh, like the physical image of those actors that have supernatural bodies, right?
Right.
PEDs are heavily involved in that, and people need to
Yeah.
understand that the quicker they understand that, the quicker they realize that this is not attainable naturally. You can't.
Right.
You don't have the genetics. Like 90, it's like, look, I will tell you something, right? Some people out there have that 0.1% genetic, okay? Like that really
Yeah.
rare
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you an example. Do you guys know Michael Hearn? Do you guys like are familiar
No.
with that? Okay, Michael Hearn, like you guys can Google him and stuff. Like this dude, like he's on PEDs for sure. He's denying it because he's, like
No one would admit it.
who
Obviously.
doesn't deny it? But
Yeah. No one wants to admit it.
his genetics are so top class and elite. He literally looks like one of those like gladiators that you just picture in like ancient times fighting the like the Persians.
Yeah.
Jamie, pull up a picture of Michael Hearn.
Yeah.
Jesus
Pull
Christ.
up a picture of Michael Hearn and show it to
It's fucking.
everybody.
It's fucking Joe Rogan.
This dude is a gladiator that's among us right now.
Well, I
Like,
mean, if you saw Dolph Lundgren when he was young, it was basically the same image. It's like sort of really sort of muscular V-shaped back, and I mean like the
yeah,
fucking blonde hair and everything.
with the craziest V taper, with the slimmest waist. Like the
Yeah.
man looks like a kite upside down.
Yeah,
Like,
the problem is that, obviously, I think everyone that goes into bodybuilding understands that attaining those types of shapes is almost it is actually impossible.
impossible.
Like without any enhancing drug. Problem is because they know it's a physical enhancement of a drug, they'll be like, oh, you know what? Well, fucking use it because I'll attain that. So
I
ultimately,
want
it's
the
kind of
that.
thing.
encouraging.
You know,
But here's the thing: not everyone can handle it.
That's
There's
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
there's only
dangerous.
certain people that can handle those kinds of PEDs. Not everybody can handle it, and there's dosages, and it's very measured. Like
But yeah,
those actors that are being doped up, they're monitored by doctors. They're monitored
Yeah.
by their coaches, their training coaches, their physicians, any professional. They're monitored, bro.
The money
yeah,
is there from the
Yeah,
studio to keep that safe for them.
yeah.
It's
exactly.
safe for them because they're a very minute proportion of the population who have access to that.
Yeah, and
But
I mean,
it's not
they know what they're getting. Like
but the thing
if you
is,
go
exactly.
online and you get the same stuff that the actors are using, you might get rat piss in a bottle, bro. You
well,
don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, that's basically the same idea with with anything that's sort of idealized. So, like in terms of wealth, the same thing. That's why when you watch The Wolf of Wall Street, it's kind of an interesting backstory because you actually see behind the scenes of what actually goes through within a character of this stature behind the scenes. So it's like, oh, look, his life is all come together. He has all the women in the world. He has all the money in the world, and yet he's just miserable. So
Mm.
like, you know what I mean? So like, I feel like it's the same sort of story when you're like sort of trying to attain physical health and sort of be like, oh, because essentially the main message that you should be taking away from it is like you should be healthy.
Be just healthy.
You should you
Like
should
just healthy and
you should keep a healthy lifestyle with keeping everything moderate and also having a work ethic that allows you to sort of persevere and sort of to keep yourself disciplined in a way to sort of maintain a consistency. I think that
Well,
was the
I think the important is for whoever you are, whatever you're personally dealing with, keep what keeps you healthy in check. It's not the same thing for everyone. That's the thing.
Of course.
We're not all born with the same circumstances, but like
And we're
whatever.
not born with all the same genetics either. Like we're all built
Exactly.
differently. You know what I'm saying? Like people
boy
can
build different, fam.
Build. Yeah.
yeah, we build different.
We
We
build
build
different
different.
up here.
But I'm saying
Up in Ukraine, we build different.
new crump production people, we build different. You know
Built
what I'm saying?
different.
But here's what I want. Here's the point that I was trying to make. Like people need to understand that being looking great doesn't mean that they're in shape or they're
Yeah.
healthy. You know what I'm saying, like you can look great, like you can look like a top class bodybuilder, whatever. You have the most amazing physique in the world, and you could be the unhealthiest person alive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can have heart problems that you don't know about. You can have internal organ failure that you don't know about
Yeah.
because of the PEDs that you took, and you don't know like if your hormones are in check or not. Like because you're so doped up, you don't even realize that you're all messed up from the inside.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful if you need to take some stuff if you want to. I mean, it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
I don't judge anybody that takes anything on the side, but PEDs is a choice. You know, if you choose to do so, do it safely and do it under your doctor's supervision,
Yeah, definitely.
of course,
Yeah.
because your life is the most
Well, health
priceless
is
thing.
wealth. Your health is your
Health is
wealth.
wealth. Health is wealth. You can't sacrifice that. If you sacrifice that, what you
Well,
got left?
it was kind of
Yeah.
the same idea when you were a kid, where like when you were early teens, when when the concept of having abs was like the most freaking
Was the thing.
mind fucking, like when you have that shit, you're a god type shit. I mean,
Yeah.
and then you have them in PE class, you can't even run 2 laps. I mean, without gassing out. You know what I mean?
I
So
know,
like it goes
man.
to show that your appearance really doesn't matter because it ultimately is within it's the strength within and also your sort of how well your body is composed
I
that
mean, hey,
matters.
man, like those skinny dudes back in the day, man, they got that shit easy, bro. They got abs 24/7, man. It's not even a hassle for them, bro.
This is why
They
this kind of
wake
why
up with abs, bro.
this is why I want a female in a podcast as a guest because I want to ask hey, yo arms or abs.
You mean arms or abs,
So
bro?
big arms, or you want a guy with abs? You want to do with big arms? You want to do with abs?
What if they don't want either?
Well, I mean,
It's a very
that's good for you, but like, I mean, so a lot in
That's
terms
good
of
for you,
in terms
buddy.
of societal standards, this the society norm of
Hey,
what is
man.
attractive is sort of
Hey,
this thing.
some like big arms, some like big legs, some like hey, it depends.
So like these nuts.
Yeah, you
But
know what?
yeah. Granted, it is true that not many people. Well, not many people. Not everyone likes the same thing. So it's
Everybody's different.
objective. But it is quite of interesting
But in as a general rule,
topic. Talking about.
people are attracted to other people that
For
are
now,
physically. I mean, look, listen.
like
I'll give.
back in
I'll be
Roman days,
real
it's the
with you.
fat dudes that they like. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, because they're the richest, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Because
it's it
Yeah.
represents wealth.
I mean, if the guy's fat, it means that he's eating good.
That means
Means that he got money.
yeah,
Means he got a place.
exactly.
But now it's a bit different than that.
Now it's if you have a Lamborghini or a 14 pack abs
Lamborghini Urus.
and if your
Yeah,
biceps
but
has
Urus.
biceps, you know what I mean? You know those biceps that have biceps that make no sense. Like yo, I didn't even know those parts of the muscle exist. Like those
It's
shit.
it's the peak. Like if you go,
it's like this
it's
kid
the
must be.
peak.
It's like this kid must be dehydrated as fuck right now.
I mean, listen. I'll tell you what, man. As a general rule, I know people are not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but
Attack him,
physical,
comments. Attack him.
physical,
Get him.
man. I haven't had a single bad comment so far,
You haven't had a single
and,
comment. Period.
and
I
that's
think
something.
we do get this one
Bot.
link every now and then.
We get a
The
bot.
bot.
We get a bot. Hey, bro.
Yeah, you know the one.
Fucking
Oh
bot,
man,
man.
but I tell you what though, people will always be attracted to those who have physical attributes that are attractive. For example,
What
Okay,
does that mean?
Huh?
Great way to phrase it, mate.
I mean,
Like,
listen,
yeah, people are attracted to attractive things.
people.
What are attractive
It's
things?
it's as simple as I said it.
But it's not an objective. It's very subjective.
I know it's not.
Attractive.
I'm not saying in all cases. That's what I said in the beginning. It's not all cases, but I'm saying as a general thing, people tend to go for fit people. It's that obvious. It's not
Fit
rocket
as
science.
in healthy, yes. Yeah.
No, no. It could be. They could be the unhealthiest, but they just
Well, that's
look
the thing.
good.
They look, the appearance.
It's the look. It's the look that
I,
they.
I've
I haven't met that many people that are shallow, I feel like.
I
Or
promise you.
I don't find people that shallow.
because you surround
No.
yourself with non-shallow people. Of course, you're not gonna meet people who are shallow.
No, I'm convinced that that's more of an idea that is projected to us. I don't think people are genuinely into that for the most part.
I don't know.
I bet you
Actions
chicks would
speak
rather
louder than words, and
date.
the way that shit happens all the fucking time is sort of like.
But I'm telling you, chicks would rather date fit guys than fat guys.
Yeah, that I would.
That's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, vice versa. I think girls
If you
too.
make it between
Yeah.
those two, I would tend to agree that there is probably a higher rate.
I mean, if you talk about numbers, you know I'm
Yeah,
right.
you're talking about numbers.
If you're making a binary between those extremes, then yes.
Yeah,
But,
granted, everything in between, we don't really have.
I think
a
the
concrete
in between is
statistic.
actually what gets the most
If you have a
traction.
big-
Yeah. But
Well,
like the average built.
Yeah, like not like build, just either not suffering from obesity or not the Rock. You know,
Yeah.
completely
The Rock.
like the doesn't go to the gym but doesn't suffer from appearance wise. I'm saying the doesn't go to the gym but doesn't suffer from any kind of
How do you stick a needle in the rock?
yo, you cover it with paper.
I've been asking, like, that question just popped up in my mind. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
You cover it with fucking paper, and then
You cover it
then you
with
start
paper.
that shit.
nice.
But no, I don't know. It's a very weird sort of conflict that we have, in terms of society, because everyone has this sort of like ideal. Well, everyone's basically being forced to think a certain way, and so whenever you're sort of you're going about their life, and then you should sort of ask someone like, "Hey, what are you attracted to?" And it tends to be like, "Oh, I like titties."
Fat ass.
Yeah, and you mean, oh, I like big muscles. You know what I mean?
Muscles,
Muscles.
I like big muscles.
musculus.
Yo, to be honest, I think the muscle the most underrated is the brain,
Yeah,
It's not even a muscle.
it's not a muscle though. It's
bro.
It's gelatin, dog.
bro.
Gelatin.
Nah, dude, it's a fucking muscle, bro. That should be working on some daily basis.
All right, flex
Figuratively.
your brain, bro.
It
it's
works.
figuratively
Yo,
a muscle, not
I
literally.
flex my brain every single time I use a complex word.
I swear to
then
God.
your muscle needs a bit more workouts. I think you
No,
should hit the gym maybe 2 more
Yeah,
times a week.
My brain is fucking fried every single morning. I get a freaking.
All right, Daryl, spit a complicated word for me.
I'm shut down, bro. I just came from fucking work, bro. I'm dead. The muscle needs some protein.
Yo, did you just eat?
Yeah, but yo, it takes some time before it digests, bro. It takes like an hour or two for the proteins to be sucked in. Well, yeah, speaking of waking up in the morning, what motivates you to get up every morning? Ooh, hit you with
The
the hard
journey
question.
ahead.
Yeah.
The journey ahead.
That sounds depressing, man.
No, not at all.
We just shit on Phil's answer, man. What
It's
the
like-
fuck
it's
is
like-
wrong
it's
with
like,
you?
hey, I wake up in the morning because fuck it. It doesn't be a journey, so
Daryl wakes up like, oh yeah, I guess I'm alive today.
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit.
I can imagine that. No,
No, I wake up in the morning like feeling like P Diddy, man. I wake up in the morning feeling like P Diddy, bro.
about to hit the city.
Bro, I got my glasses. I'm out the door. I'm about to hit this city.
No,
You run the city tonight. You.
he runs Night City.
It's Night City.
No, there's kind of a sense of wonder of what will
I
happen
wonder.
in a day and of where will you apply your your head. What would you want to think about? What interests you today? Today's
Is it
another
the
day.
unexpected that sort of pulls you out of the slumber state that gets you active?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You'd say? I'd
It's
say the same thing too. I'd say like like what the day holds for me. Like
Mhm.
what's
yeah,
on what's on the bucket list today? What's got to be done, you know? And
yeah.
sometimes there's one of those days that I do nothing.
That's fine.
I
Yeah,
just do
that's
nothing. You know?
sometimes it's one of those days,
It's just
and
one of those days.
uh,
So
there's
burnt off from the week that you need
Yeah.
one of those
Just
days to
one
just
of
like
those
there's
days.
there's some days where you do the equivalent of a week or 2 weeks in one day,
yep.
where a lot of things happen, and
Yeah.
you don't even have the time to process them, but you just go through so many emotions in a day. And then some days are just barren of remarkable events,
Yeah.
because a day is not like a fixed thing. It's a human creation, really.
That's
Right?
true.
Our life cycles are human creations. So
Simulation.
yeah, well, we can't like
We're in the Matrix.
we can't say like one thing per day, because what does a thing mean and what does a day mean? It's all extremely relative. So it's
Yeah.
it's normal that sometimes there are spans of time where you don't get your character development, you don't get the plot to progress. And then there are chunks where the entire plot happens, like a season's worth of
Me, I wake up in the morning and I think who's gonna piss me off today.
who is he going to
Who's
I make a
about to
bet
get this roast? Who's about to get
and I make
flamed?
a bet I make a bet with myself in the morning and it's hilarious after the night. I'm like, yeah, I knew it.
Yo, you know exactly who's gonna. But yo, speaking of materialistic things, what gets you motivated? Like you talk about like non-materialistic things, like oh,
Sure.
like my career. I want to focus on that. Nah, nah,
Yeah.
nah. Like I have a passion, drive, blah, yada yada yada. But what, what what's the materialistic thing that you want to get your hands on? That
Materialistic or non-materialistic?
like materialistic. We talked about non-materialistic things.
Oh
For me, it's that money,
no, yeah, me
that
there's two things.
moolah, that
Me,
dough,
me there's two things that motivate me in life.
cha-ching.
Boredom motivates a very good motivator. Boredom is a very good motivator because
Boredom.
being bored is the most excruciatingly painful thing you could ever be. You just want to do something. You know what I mean?
Dude, man,
And that,
being bored, just take a nap, bro.
bro. So I'm saying, but you don't get bored, so you try to avoid it. You avoid being bored by taking a nap. So it's a good motivator to do something. So boredom is one, and my fucking overwhelming rage issues is my second. That motivates me to do something.
Oof,
Damn.
I
that's
thought I
that's the recipe for a anti-hero if I've ever heard one.
no, I sort of well, I mean, because you know a lot of
For
people
a
use
villain.
a lot of people use their anger to sort of like just lash out and shit. But I sort of concentrated into make it more productive. So it's out of
I
five.
see.
You sound like one of those like very angry but intelligent. You sound like Dark Side right now.
Dark side.
I
Either
am.
you're Dark Side
Well, have you seen
from the
my
DC universe or
have,
you're you're Thanos from the Marvel.
have you seen my my decor?
The Dark
That's
Side.
true. He is. He
Uh,
lives on Apocalypse. He's Dark
I
Side.
mean, you do have a nutsack chin like
To be
Thanos.
honest, to be honest, I did like I was like yo, like today I was like sort of imagining my retirement home, and I was basically
Thanos.
I was yeah Thanos. I was imagining like I'm in a farm somewhere just alone and like a whole planet to myself, and I'm just doing my shit. I mean, I can't be bothered with
You
people.
really relate to Thanos, don't you?
I
All
really
you
not
want to
Infinity
do is
War
pick
Thanos. I
fruits,
really
man.
like Infinity War Thanos. I like.
Yeah.
Endgame Thanos is very much shallow. It's like I want to kill everybody, but like Infinity Thanos, I like him because
You you you, you really relate. You could see yourself
he
doing
has a
what he does.
purpose. So that's when that purple butt chin won. I was like, let's go. One for the good guys. Steve Rogers,
Oh
who?
man.
Steve Rogers.
Just-
Who's this Iron Man guy?
um, I
oh, fuck.
um I feel like uh a lot of my efforts are focused on nourishing my passion, because passion is the what I would say the antithesis to nihilism. Like feeling like nothing has any meaning, there's no point in doing anything. I think
Sure.
nihilism is deadly, and it's dangerous for the soul. And I think passion, some would say fate, or like some would say like the spirituality, but I would say that passion gives meaning, gives purpose, and through that purpose, there is no more nihilism, because you have your direction. You give life a meaning by existing and inventing yourself a purpose.
But for those who are in that sort of limp stage, like
A rut.
they're in that sort of like
What is my passion?
yeah, like
Right,
what's
right.
what's
That's
what's
the
my
hardest
next
part.
step?
That's the
That's
hardest part. Is trying to
definitely
find
the
what the
hardest
hardest part.
part. In that situation, you have to try everything. You have to figure yourself out, because the reason why you don't have your drive is because you don't know yourself yet,
Mhm.
and you're in an existential, like,
Crisis.
kind of, yeah, where you have to face yourself in the mirror and figure out what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And I think the
I am
solution,
Thanos.
yeah, you watch Infinity War, and you're like, oh, that's me.
That's me. That's
Fine,
no.
I'll do it myself.
It's literally I say that line way too many fucking times.
I know. I guess.
It's
Hey
like, oh,
man,
for Jesus Christ.
my line is that
Yeah.
if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Exactly. I kind of felt sorry for Thanos because like, yo, he has so much work to do, man. Jesus. Cut the guy a
Man.
break. He's out here.
Why? When are you
He's
gonna
just
cut
trying to
this
gather
guy a
some
break?
stones, man. What the fuck? Let him gather his stones.
Nah, he's trying to wipe out 50%. That's what he's trying to do.
No, he's trying to stop global warming, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro, could you imagine somebody that like Thanos shows up in front of like the US Senate and proposes to wipe out 50% of the planet to save the environment as a last ditch effort?
Oof.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the future in the future that option.
I
comes
wouldn't
up.
be surprised either. I think that
I wouldn't
movies
be
are like the
surprised if some.
foreshadowing of stuff that's gonna happen. Like like 2012, the movie. I'm telling you, California is gonna sink, bro. Like how
Thank God.
Daryl will be glad.
Cali is
Every-
gonna sink.
Everyone
in
from
the
LA,
sea,
LA is gonna attack us. Everyone from LA.
bro. They're gonna move before that shit happens for sure, bro. But like, goddamn, they don't even know. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's based on scientific facts. Like,
Tectonic
yeah,
plates.
it's gonna sink, but people
Yeah.
are still there. Why?
Bro, let him be there. Come more the merrier, bro. More the merrier. It's fun.
Send them
Send
to
him, yalla, bring it all there.
send
Yeah,
them
San
to LA.
Francisco, San Diego, all the same, you know.
You like
Thanos
the
right
beach? You
here.
like the beach? Go, go.
Yeah, you want
Your purple is showing, Daryl.
hold on, I'm gonna showcase that purple real quick.
Yeah.
It's- oh, it's not potent, it's not loud enough.
Looks like
Fuck.
somebody went through your chin with a cheese grater.
Cheese grater.
Let me
Oh,
add some of that chin, you know.
Yeah, some of that double chin.
Like to continue what I was saying, like the people that are stuck in that limp phase, that they don't really know what they want to do, or they recently suffered something that
A
due to that,
setback.
yeah, a
Yeah.
setback where they got like pushed back on their projects or something like that, and they're kind of stuck in that phase. All I have to say to those kind of people is just keep pushing. Like get your hands on something. Put your mind into another project, or
Mm.
focus on a hobby that you
Yeah.
pushed aside
Yeah.
before. Or
A hobby is a
never-
very good way to
Hobbies
to-
a
are.
very good way. Like for example, like I never knew that I was so interested in making drill kind rap music. I never thought in a million years that I'd put my interest into songwriting. I never knew that. It's something I'm trying out. I'm an amateur still learning the way of the game.
I think
Um,
I think the best way for you to like actually overcome your fears is to
so
challenge
try
to put yourself
try.
in
Yeah.
uncomfortable situations.
So try.
I think it's also ultimately trying to put yourself in like to step yourself out of your comfort zone and ultimately learn I think that's like the biggest factor because a lot of people don't like they want to feel like they know everything because it's sort of like empowering, but ultimately like no one knows anything. So
No,
it's like
no, nobody knows.
the sooner you accept that, the better and a lot simpler your life could be because you ultimately be like, hey yo, everything I do, as it's a trial and error phase. If I fail, fuck it, I fail. I just learn. I just get back up and do it again.
But if you fail, you know that you tried, you know that you did your best, and if you
Yeah.
didn't do your best, you try again, and
Yeah,
you keep doing it till you succeed. That's how it is. You know, it setbacks and problems and that happens to you on the road is part of the journey. People mistaken problems that they have in their lives as a sign to stop. It is not.
yeah.
It's a big misconception.
Big
Problems
misconception.
happen. I swear, it's
You know
one.
that stop sign? That's all illusions. Just fucking
It's
ram
all
through that
illusions.
shit.
I
You're supposed to step harder on the gas pedal when you see a red light.
I think the fear of failure
Red
is
tells you to go
extremely
faster.
dangerous.
Yeah, fear of failure. Yeah,
Yeah, I think people should always strive to fail actually
yeah.
Yeah,
because they'll
flop,
learn and
flop. Exactly.
yeah,
You gotta flop, bro.
you gotta flop to get back up again.
Yo, two L's make a W. You know what I'm saying? Speaking
It's
of self growth, what do you what would you change about yourself, or what would you like to change about yourself that you can't, or just you're still too early in the phase right now that it's too hard for you to change.
Uh, I I really want to become. Uh,
A dragon.
hey man, that'd be
Harold
cool as
answer.
fuck. Actually, that'd be cool as fuck. Actually, I'm gonna have wings and breathe fire.
Yeah,
Hey,
if
not
I
bad.
want to be a dragon and he called me Smog.
No,
If I was a dragon, I'd roast marshmallows every day.
Yo, I just roast.
jeez, big
Hey
plans,
man,
guys.
hey,
Big
it's
plans.
perfect for you, bro. You
I
get
just
all
roast.
you get all the prime cuts, and all you gotta do is roast.
Spit fire. You know what I mean? I just
Nice.
uh, gasoline. What?
Gasoline.
Put them out of
Put
business.
him out of business.
What I would like to change about myself is um, I want to be more resilient.
Oh, in what sense?
And it says that if I take hits,
You want to?
as
What do
your
you?
boy take bullets,
Yeah.
it don't shake me. Nothing.
Also, right now you're still in the sort of sensitive phase where you.
I'm still shook.
Mm.
I'm still shook. I'm still I wouldn't say traumatized because it's
Yeah,
not
it's not.
trauma.
It's not
It's
that
not
bad. Yeah.
trauma.
Yeah.
Like it's not trauma.
You
It's
think
just
about. You think about it. You think about
yeah,
it.
it's just something painful that I carry within me that that I'm disappointed in myself that
Yeah.
when the news got to me
Yeah.
that I didn't handle it the right way. I didn't handle it properly. I let it get to me. I let it get
Mm.
to my mind. I let it play games, you know? Like I had to be I had to be steady, you know? I
Mm.
had to be steady like a rock. Don't
Yeah.
move. You got to be sturdy, you know what I'm saying? You got to be that sort of mountain that's unshook. That's what I want it to be. And I'm still trying to be that. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? That's what I would change about myself.
What'd you
Hmm.
feel?
I I when I see something, a situation where something I see is bad, I can't stop myself from trying to make it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I get
I,
that. Yeah.
I think I I don't know, like maybe I wish I could like look away, but I can't.
You can't let
And
go. Like you can't like sort of
I
brush
can't
it
let
off.
that go.
Yeah.
I absolutely can't. And yeah, I guess things would be simpler if I did let go, but I can't.
I think the biggest thing I would want to change myself is I have more faith in people.
Mm,
Like there's a lot as like because I don't know. When I grew up, I've known a lot of disappointment. So like I
You
sort
do
of
get disappointed very quickly,
yeah.
bro.
So I kind of expect it to be sort of a failure. So like
very
whenever
pessimistic of people.
yeah. Well, I mean, because a lot of people when you make like sort of plans or like projects, like I said before, like when you expect something out of someone or you expect something out of a situation and doesn't deliver it, you kind of like be you kind of hurt inside because you're like, oh shit, well,
Leaves a
you kind of
scar.
yeah, it's kind of disappointed. So I kind of like as like my defense mechanism. I kind of sort of expect that to happen. So whenever it does happen, you're kind of like, ah, well, shit, I
Well,
expected
I
that.
expected it. Yeah.
But ultimately, it sort of leaves me in this situation where like when you try to create something like big or something like something really you're really excited to see manifest itself in a realistic way, you can't help but be like, oh shit, it's gonna fuck up as well. So it kind of like it kind of ruins your own dreams in the sense that you kind of like you want to create something, you want to achieve something like that's far away from your reach, but you know that it will never sort of happen because you expect it to
Mm.
fail. You know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, having sort of more faith in people will be more of a it would be something that I would want to change in my sort of personality trait, and have to have hopes for people, and hopefully get letting them or having them achieve it, and sort of making me sort of more neutralist in that sense, not necessarily optimistic, but like sort of neutralist in a sense that, oh, either way it goes, I'm good.
Like, do you wish that you gave more the benefit of the doubt to people? Like, do you?
Yeah, in a sense, like like whenever you're like you have a conversation with someone and you have you start like planning stuff, or you plan stuff, or you talk about like the future or whatever, and then it's sort of like it's like, oh fuck.
And they flop
Yeah,
badly.
like you really know before the journey starts, like this is gonna fumble real bad, so you kind of expect it.
I know people like that.
So you
I
kind of
promise you, man.
you kind of expect where, like like where you're gonna dip out, what part of the journey you're gonna dip out beforehand, or like when you have like mad like trust issues as well. Like I don't really like trust many people. Like I have friends that I keep casual friends and stuff, but like when push comes to shove, I expect them to not be there. So it's kind of like I don't really trust them in that sense. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I kind of like hold everything accountable and like for me. So I kind of like sort of trust myself in a way that I'm the only person I could rely on
Mm.
in times of need.
It's very sad to hear that.
Well, yeah, it is.
Especially from people that I know that they like nobody can do anything alone. I
Yeah,
don't believe that.
that's true.
I feel like I feel like people need people always. Like somebody's gotta have your back,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like you can't face life on your own. You're gonna fall so many times. You're just gonna quit. It's gonna be
yeah.
too much. Um, I feel like people should open up more to each
Um,
other. People should talk about their problems.
Talk about it.
Yeah, like don't be like like sunk in to
Yeah,
your
yeah,
thoughts, and you're so like sunk in deep, like get out, like
yeah.
you can't even like
yeah.
emerge from
Yeah,
that
you can emerge
darkness
from
that
it.
you're in.
Well,
You
it,
gotta you gotta let it out.
it's easy for probably like you and I to say, Misara, but I don't know if
Of course, of
I don't.
course.
We don't want to lecture him either.
No,
I
no,
don't.
no. I mean,
But
No,
to
I'm not targeting. I'm not
but
targeting
to
anyone. I'm saying in a general sense, like the best way or like the healthiest way for you to live your life is not to be alone and
no,
to
but yeah, yeah.
get people in.
I get that, and it's all sort of that's why nowadays I'm less well, at least less. I am more trusting or more open to like accepting sort of people's way. The thing is sort of like it's still sort of the reason why I trust people is because I trust them to
To
do
get
it
your
for
back.
themselves. No,
Yeah.
for them to do it for themselves. Because if they
um,
fuck up, they're gonna fuck up themselves. So ultimately, like it's not like, oh, because they're doing it for me, it's because they're doing it for themselves type thing.
I I think as someone who's seen you grow as well, I'm very very almost like a viewer.
Yeah, an objective viewer.
I'm very invested in this character growth of yours, in seeing you believe in people. It's for me, it's like a long term.
Long term goal. Oh, he
Like,
froze. Damn. Oh
Oh
shit.
shit.
Right when the good starts, man. Shit.
Hey, hey. At least hey. You know what? Before it was me. Now it's Phil.
That's funny. All right, so technical difficulties. Phil disappeared in the middle of a compliment, so fuck him.
Yeah.
Told you it's gonna be disappointing. It proved my fucking point.
I mean, I mean, shit happens for a reason, right?
Hey, for real, bro. Hey, my point. Yo, universe is like, what you trying to ruin this plot, man? Yo, this plot, nah, bro. He's
The
supposed to be a villain.
universe is speaking to us.
But yeah, ultimately, I think we'll end it off here. Yeah, if you want to say something to the viewers, Messiah, feel free.
Hey, thank you guys for watching. Like always, this has been the New Crown Productions.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been
been
your
Speakeasy
boy, Miss
podcast.
Sarah.
Yeah, it's been your boy Daryl, and Phil's disappeared. It's gonna be a Speakeasy podcast.
But he
Also,
says
so
his thanks.
it
We
says his
know.
thanks. It says his thanks. And yeah, I'm sorry. Did you finish your song mix yet? Not yet.
I have, but it needs to be worked on a little bit more.
Okay, okay.
I feel like there's a little bit of touch ups,
Sure, sure.
and I bought the mic specifically to actually start recording on my own,
Okay.
and I'm trying to learn like how to like edit stuff. I'm trying to like learn, but
Yeah.
I'm not. I didn't tap into it yet. I'm still
Yeah.
waiting for that thing to show up.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. For sure.
But it's going well. I feel like I'm doing something. I'm
Yeah.
doing something exciting.
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to try and trial and error. Life is
Yeah.
about trial and error. So we could ultimately we might see DJ Zabra in
Yo,
in
you know
20
what?
years.
The name is still in the works. The name is still in the
Oh,
works.
you haven't made that name definitive yet.
Officially, no. I feel like I could come up with a clever name, like something catchy. Like if I wanna like go far with it, like I gotta do it right.
How about me Sahara?
That is not bad.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure your name is basically named after the Sahara, no?
Damn. Me Sahara.
Me
Me
Sahara.
Sahara.
Yeah.
Me Sahara. Damn, that sounds fucking fire, bro.
Found the
Shit.
name, bro. Let's get it. Me Sahara
Shit.
coming out. New album coming out soon.
Yo, damn. I'm gonna write so much stuff. But I wanted to work on something like that's me.
Yeah,
And like
for
if
sure.
anybody hears it, they know it's me. Like that's
Yeah.
the stuff that I went through. That's the stuff that I
It's
grew
me
up with.
Sahara.
Exactly. I gotta be like I gotta talk about like more about personal stuff. I
Well,
gotta
yeah, obviously,
relate.
yeah. That's the core of songwriting. It's writing about what you know. So,
Yeah, exactly.
hey, if you want a music video, New Crown's out here. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it.
Yo, that's what's up, man. The
So
future is exciting, my
the
friend.
future, the
And
journey is exciting. The
it
journey is
it
definitely
is
exciting.
it is. And as soon as the whole like COVID stuff and like the restrictions, the lockdowns, I think you know what? I think people will chase their dreams harder now
Yeah,
because things are open back up and people. I feel like, especially me, I feel like even when things were open and things were available, like the
yeah.
tool that you
You didn't
need,
take you didn't
I
take full
didn't I didn't
advantage.
put my hands on it. I didn't.
Mm,
I was too relaxed. I
yeah,
was too comfortable in the world that I put myself in, like in the bubble that I was in. But
yeah.
I feel like now that the end of quarantine is coming soon,
Yeah.
and that opportunities are
Hopefully,
gonna start. Yeah, hopefully, for
inshallah.
fuck's sake, man. We've been saying inshallah since last year, bro.
Yeah, hey, bro, it's gonna come soon, bro.
But like as soon as things open back up, I feel like people are gonna be hungrier for success and gonna be hungrier for change,
I
and
hear
I,
that.
I
I hear that.
I'm one of them. Like
Yeah, man.
I
I'm trying to change the life path. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go from chaotic evil to chaotic good.
yeah, I wanna be somebody, man. Like I wanna be I
I
wanna
wanna I
be
wanna
done
dance
for
with somebody.
exactly, man. I wanna dance. Listen, I wanna dance with a stack of money.
Hey, bro. Hey, more power to you. More
I,
power to you.
want to dance. I want to dance and giggle all the way to the bank, bro.
Go to the bank. Yeah, just don't let the wind fly your money away. Yeah.
Yo, nah, it's already in
Blow your money
bands.
away.
It's already in bands. It's already in
Man,
bands stacked up.
bands that make a dance. So yeah,
Bands and
we'll have
bands are making it, man.
so yeah, many projects to come for Newcrown Productions. We'll have also Phil's movie coming out sometime this year, next year. I'm shooting two movies this year as well, so it's coming out later this year, and we might have some merch as well. Ooh, stay tuned.
Yo, foreshadowing, bro. New Crown merch.
Let's get it,
New
bro.
Crown
Let's get
merch.
it. So yeah, stay tuned for the next episode next Wednesday, and on behalf of Phil, see you next time. Peace. Damn.